Anong 30% nito?
Hello, Governor Grex. Good afternoon. Sean here again.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Okay naman po audio, Gov.
Yeah, ang ganda.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
Just the usual questions, Gov.
Okay, but
Okay.
we have an update here. Mayroon decampment. An LGU has decamped. So that's good news.
Sabay tayo.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Good afternoon. I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. Mayon volcano continued to spew lava and debris and trigger rock falls. Let's get more details on this from Albay Governor Grex Lagman. He joins us now. Good afternoon, Governor. First off, what is the situation in Albay now as Mayon's unrest continues? Has anything changed significantly over there in Albay?
Okay. Well, Sean, good afternoon. As of now, we have maintained the alert status at level 3. It's been the alert status level since June 8, and today is June 21. So for the past 2 weeks, more or less, we have maintained the status quo in terms of the alert level. But over the past week or so, we saw a rise in the number of evacuees. So this has, of course, made us adjust accordingly with respect to our resources, even as the number of evacuation centers has also increased from I think 18, now it's 34. However, there's a good development because one of the municipalities affected has already, the LGU, the local chief executive of the same, Mayor Jun Aguas, has ordered the decampment of at least 30% of his total number of evacuees. So we can safely say that in the next few days, we will see a decline in the number of our evacuees. But
Okay.
even as a decline happens, or is expected to happen, we will still be treating those who have already decamped as evacuees. Meaning to say, they will still receive the same ayuda or assistance from the national and local governments as evacuees.
All right, Governor, can you give us some rough numbers there? How many evacuees do you have
Yeah.
right now inside evacuation centers? You mentioned 34 evacuation centers. And also with those that have decamped, like 30%, can you give us the numbers roughly?
Okay. All right. So roughly there are 20,000 individuals that are considered as evacuees. And the municipality of Santo Domingo has around 30% of this number. So that's more or less 6,000 individuals. And of course, if we go by the data provided by Mayor Jun Aguas, at least 1,800 family individuals would be subtracted from this number because 30% of ano ba to? 6,000
6,000, yes.
would be roughly 1/8.
Yes.
So 1/8 would be deducted from this number.
All right, good to hear that. However, you mentioned when we began to talk, especially when the volcano started showing signs of unrest, that one of your biggest concerns was potable water supplies inside evacuation
Yes.
centers. Have you since addressed this? Of course, we've gotten reports that some of the other water concessionaires have, or as well as other agencies from the government, delivering
Yes.
some filtration machines or whatnot.
Right. Right. That's correct. The reports that you got are actually very accurate. We got at least 60 solar-powered water filtration systems from the MMDA, Sean. And we also got, of course, it's only on loan from the Office of the Civil Defense, 3 water filtration trucks. So with respect to water needs of our evacuees, I think it has been properly addressed. Meaning to say, we don't have to just rely on bottled water, which will be unviable in the long term. And with respect to sanitation and hygiene, I think that's where we still have to improve on. We still have to get support with respect to how septic tanks can be the human waste can be siphoned out of our septic tanks. And with respect to the rising a little bit, there's a bit rise. There's a little rise in the cases of respiratory illnesses in our evacuation centers. So I think those are the 2 issues that need to be addressed as soon as possible.
All right, good to hear things have been improving inside evacuation centers. Now, another concern when you were doing the mandatory evacuations, Governor Grex, was the farmers, especially those close to or within the danger zone area. Have they been given a chance to harvest their crops, to tend to their crops, and what happens to their harvest?
It's a good question because we have this food bridge program that has been funded by the provincial government of Albay, whereby we actually purchase from vegetable farmers living just outside the 6-kilometer danger zone, various kinds of vegetables that will be immediately delivered to our evacuees in the various evacuation centers. So this, of course, is a program that immediately provides a market for their produce and immediately also addresses, so it bridges 2 concerns. The concern of these vegetable farmers that their produce must be sold, and the concern of our evacuees that they should be fed with more nutritious food compared to canned goods. So this food bridge program is funded by our Quick Response Fund.
All right, good to see also that you have some sort of circular economy going on within the province of Albay, and of course including the evacuees. Now, of course, another issue is the students. We've already heard that, and you've already told us that face-to-face classes have been suspended in some areas, and they have been given this provision to opt for modular learning or a hybrid setup. What happens to these students now? Is that still the case? And what if the students are in evacuation centers? Are they still able to pursue, like say online classes?
Yes, that's a very good observation because if this status quo becomes protracted and actually extends until the start of the new school year, at least we must have some kind of intervention to make sure that our students continue to learn and that their education is not actually put on hold. So there's good news with respect to this issue because a corporation, I can mention their name, I think, Eastern Communications has donated to the government of, to the province rather, 23 free Wi-Fi setups, wherein, of course, the primary purpose of which is to make sure that data from the evacuation centers are now digitized. It can be transmitted to the local, municipal, and or city disaster risk management officers in the LGUs concerned or affected, and we can set aside the very traditional way of having people get this data and deliver them to the various offices, because some of the evacuation centers are really far from the center of the towns and cities affected. And this will also serve as a bank of sorts because it can be used in case the DepEd decides on an online platform as the medium of instruction to our elementary and high school students.
Right. Almost all bases covered then. Gov, very quickly, one last
Not really,
question.
not really, Sean. We still have a
Not
lot
yet,
of
but
things to do
almost.
here.
At least
We're
things
just
are
doing our
settling
best with what
down.
we
Yeah.
have.
All right,
Yeah.
one last question for you, Gov, very, very quickly. There has been a proposal, I think, from the OCD, the Office of Civil Defense, to permanently
Yeah.
convert the 6-kilometer danger zone around the Mayon volcano into a national park. Do you support that proposal?
Well, that proposal is novel in the sense that it actually uh, aims to institutionalize the use of the permanent danger zone, or the permanent or the areas within that zone, that permanent danger zone, as possible places in which we can actually put up tourist attractions. Actually, that's not a very novel idea because it's actually being implemented at present. The Mayon Skyline Hotel is actually located within the 6-kilometer danger zone. I think what OCD administrator wants to, or what his message is actually about, is to make sure that there are options on how to use this permanent danger zone. But it's easier said than done because we have to respect the fact that, or we must at least acknowledge the fact that many of those living within the permanent danger zone are farmers, and they till the lands inside that danger zone. Still, I think that's a good idea and would complement my proposal to actually come up with a housing summit. I believe that while if and when this becomes a reality, those who are permanently resettled in this how do you call this, housing projects, can still actually go back to their lands to till them, because they are farmers first and foremost. Their mindsets are that of a farmer. So I think what will happen is that they are just disallowed or prohibited from living within the permanent danger zone, but they can still till the lands inside. I think we can have a happy compromise or balance in this kind of arrangement.
All right. Thank you so much for your time as usual. Hoping, of course,
Thank
for
you,
the
Sean.
best for the people of Albay. Thank you so much for your time. Governor of Albay, Grex Lagman, over Zoom. Thank you, Gov. We're going to pause for a quick break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Health workers and senior citizens were first in line for the rollout of bivalent jabs today. Mobile journalist Julie Baiza with the story.
President Bongbong Marcos graced the launching of bivalent COVID-19 vaccination in the country at the Philippine Heart Center in Quezon City this morning. Earlier this month, around 390,000 doses of these jabs arrived in the Philippines, donated by the Lithuanian government. In his speech, Marcos Jr. encouraged the Department of Health to continue its mandate in protecting Filipinos against the COVID-19 now that new variants have emerged.
That vulnerable group are those with severe comorbidities and with those who have who are a little our senior citizens. So all of these, and so we must not let our guard down. Although the rest of society, the other sectors of our society that have tried to move on and say the emergency is over, and certainly in a way we can say that is the case. However, it is not over completely, and that is why we should not be complacent.
Health Secretary Ted Herbosa reiterates that the bivalent vaccine protects against both the original strain of COVID-19 and Omicron variants, including the new FE.1 COVID-19 subvariant.
This is still Omicron, and nilagay na yung Omicron dun sa bivalent vaccine. Mayroon namang cross immunity yan kasi yung mga antigens pareho lang, even if it's a different subvariant. At hindi maihinto yan.
Herbosa got his bivalent COVID-19 vaccine today, becoming the first recipient in the National Capital Region of the jab. So far, 108,000 doses of bivalent vaccines were distributed in Metro Manila, while around 282,000 went to different provinces. Negotiations are ongoing for additional supplies.
Meron akong nadidinig na 2 million in negotiation. 2 million doses in negotiation. I cannot tell you the date yet, but we're waiting for that. COVAX will help us get that 2 million.
Mobile journalist Julie Baiza, we are One News.
One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.